Yesterday, we brought you the story of the subsidy struggles facing the Metis Housing Society. Now, the community is reacting. City Council will be talking about the issue at its next meeting, and one local activist says we need to do more than talk. We need to act.
I think what we need to do as a community is get together and say we're not going to accept this.
Sharon Hurd at Phoenix Transition House is talking about the federal funding phase-out for social housing programs like the Metis Housing Society. The two organizations work together to place women at the shelter into long-term, safe, and affordable housing.
They fax us over what's available, and we give this out to the women who are thinking of moving on. And then they start to work with Metis Housing to move into some housing if it's available.
If there isn't proper housing available, the women are right back where they started.
The mothers with the kids, so many of them decide to return home because they know their children will have 3 meals a day, they will be able to go to school, and they will have a house to live in.
The Metis Housing Society may be forced to sell some of its property as subsidies begin to fall off. It has bigger bills too, like BC Hydro and even a city landlord fee.
We've had another bump at the end of last year, where the city is looking at charging a business license fee for landlords that have properties, and for us it's $155 a property.
That amounts to $16,000 a year in fees. Councillor Frank Everett has put forward a notice of motion because of his concern the bylaw creates classes of ownership.
There's a challenge that we have, as a society, a non-profit housing society, and as we have as a whole community, really.
Council will receive another notice of motion regarding affordable housing, this time from Councillor Garth Frizzell.
Asking us to join the other 180-odd cities across Canada that have passed a resolution just asking the federal government to renew the funding for housing.
Back on the front lines, Hurd says this local problem has to be fought in Ottawa.
I don't know what's happening, that why our federal government is pulling away so much support. They're doing it with Aboriginal programs, they're doing it with so many programs. And how much money are they making right now? They're making a lot of money through business, but they're not putting it back into the civilians who put them in office.
Kelly Linehan, CKPG News.